little one page kit from January of 2022. And first I'm going to tell you what you should expect to get in your kit. You're going to have one sheet of full color instructions that you're going to refer back to. You're also going to have this Rosie Studio mini bow tie die. It's got a heart and a bow tie and the little tails for the tie if you want that kind of bow. And then you're going to have a P13 Goodnight sticker sheet and a little dreamer stencil with the stars and clouds. And then you're going to have Simple Stories Color Vibe foam alpha stickers. There's 2 sheets there and they're foam, and those are in orange. And then you're gonna have the following papers. You're gonna have this Goodnight number 6. I love the back. I love those colors. You're going to have a Buttercup Double Dot by Bo Bunny paper. You're going to have, let me see if I can move everything here. This Rockabye Baby paper by Cartabella. Rockabye Baby 3x4 journaling cards. And then you're also going to have 2 sheets of white cardstock. And there are a few things that you're going to need from your stash to do this. You can see them listed on your instruction sheet, like we're going to use ink to use the stencil. So you want to refer to that instruction sheet and grab the few supplies that you're going to need out of your stash and follow the cutting guides on there and get all these papers cut down. And I'm going to go do that right now and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we are going to start. I've got everything cut and we are going to start with the left-hand side of this layout. And the first thing that we're going to do is take one of these strips. If you like the look of tearing. If you don't like the look of tearing, then you're just gonna wanna skip this part. So if you like the look of tearing though, this is a cute little way to add some texture to your layout without any bulkiness at all. So it just adds texture, but nothing bulky. And while I'm at it, I'm going to do the other strip also because it's going to go on the second side of this layout, but since I'm tearing the one right now, I'll just quick do the other one too. And then the next thing, so you're not going to adhere this down yet. We're gonna lay everything out where it should go. I'm just gonna set this one off to the side because it goes to the other side. We're just going to lay everything out right now where it is approximately going to be. And then we're gonna do some fun mixed media, very simple mixed media with our stencil. So if you are new to mixed media, don't you worry, it's not difficult and it's fun. Okay, so we've got a few random pieces here that you've cut apart. These 2 are gonna act as photo mats. And then this one that says Bundle of Joy, we're not using this one. I made another layout and I used some of these. So this is for you to use on other layouts. So we're going to use these, but we're using the back. And this is for the other side. So we're not worried about that one, but you're going to put it, this one long ways like that. Okay, now you've got quite a bit of this yellow paper left here. And we've got 2 photos on this side of the page. And again, I'm not using real photos in the video. This is going to represent one photo and this represents another photo. Now, this is a 3x4 photo. This is a 3x4 card. You cannot mat like that. So what you're going to do is trim a little bit off of your 3x4 photo. Since it doesn't matter because this isn't actually a photo, I'm just gonna trim it all off of 2 sides. But you know, if your photo was going real close to the edges, you might want to just trim like a sliver off of all 4 sides. So that way, this is the perfect size photo mat for that. And if you really wanted to savor this welcome baby boy and the little deer, you could actually, cut from the middle and cut the middle out and just use the frame. But I'm not planning on using that little deer anymore. But you could stretch it, if you wanted to use that little deer somewhere, if you loved it. Okay, and this is going to be a photo mat for the next page. And again, you could fussy cut, you could stick your X-Acto or whatever, cut it with an X-Acto and get it out of the middle there, but we're just gonna put that over there. Okay, and then you've got all this yellow polka dot paper, and it's gonna be the photo mat for your 4x6 photos. So I've got one 4x6 photo on this side. So I'm just gonna mat my photo and trim my photo. So the layout of this is this side of the way that the papers and pictures are laid out on this side of the page is fairly simple, okay? But it's all of the different little pieces that are going to make this page more exciting than just this. So we've got these laid out, and I'm gonna really lightly put pencil marks where my pictures are, okay? Because I'm gonna come in here with this great stencil that came in our kit. It is called Little Dreamer, is the Little Dreamer Boy, and it's called Take Flight, and it's moons and clouds. I'm sorry, stars and clouds. I don't know my shapes apparently, and I'm going to just use clouds on this because I don't, my pictures that I used were my son eating, but you could just use the stars. You could use all of it and just, you know, stencil it straight on the page, but I'm gonna show you a technique just using these clouds on this one. So I'm going to put a bunch of, I'm going to use this color of Distress Oxide called Broken China. And I am using a teeny tiny little, one of the little brushes, the ink brushes, a very tiny one, because I don't want to use a giant one, otherwise it would be getting the stars and everything. So right here is where I've got my mark that my picture is. So I want this to hide behind the picture, and I want the top to be darker and the bottom, the top of each cloud to be darker and the bottom of each cloud to be lighter. So kind of an ombre effect. So I got my brush in there and I kind of wipe it off a little on a scrap paper. Now, if you don't have a brush like this, you can use probably a dauber, like the little fingertip daubers. I imagine you could use like an eyeshadow applicator even, maybe. I've never tried that, but you could be creative if you don't have a brush like this. And then when you lift it up, the top is a little darker than the bottom. And this doesn't need to be perfect. Now we're gonna overlap. I'm gonna use a different cloud, and I'm not even gonna re-ink up my brush yet because I want some of these to be darker and some of them to be lighter. And this one's not really ombre, it's just light. Okay, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna ink it up again. And I'm gonna do the top dark and then just bring down it to make the bottom light. Okay, I'm gonna do about 6 or 7 little clouds over here. And these are gonna be covered by various things like embellishments, the alphabet stickers for the title. So this doesn't need to be complete, utter perfection. You can't really make a mistake. You might, if this is the first time doing this, you might wanna try it on a little test piece of paper, just 2 or 3 clouds, just to get the hang of it, instead of working directly on your layout. I definitely did that when I first designed this. I tested it on, you know, a little piece of paper to make sure that it looked okay. That's how I decided I wanted the top of the cloud dark and the bottom of the cloud light, because I did it both ways and I liked it with the top dark. I'm gonna do a couple. See how sometimes I'm inking up my applicator and sometimes I'm just using the residual that's on there. Let's see. So this is kind of fun. This is a way to use mixed media, but not overwhelming or super difficult. And guys, this brush that I have right here, I'm gonna be honest with you, I got it in the makeup section at the Dollar Tree because it's just so tiny. I am certain they must make tiny ones like this for scrapbooking. I just don't have one, so I'm using what I have. Okay, and then we're gonna move down here. So this is the little, remember we had papers sitting here and here. This is the little mark. And I'm going to move over a little from that. And I want it to underlap the pictures that are going to be there. I'll show you what I mean. I don't want, it doesn't look so organic if, see, this is the line, a picture is gonna go right across there. It's gonna cover the top of this cloud. If this cloud was started down below the picture, it kind of looks too planned and too rigid for just whimsical little clouds. I hope that makes sense. Things look good going off the page. Things look good going under pictures, underlapping, overlapping, etc. So that's why I'm gonna make some of those clouds go under where the pictures are going and under embellishments. Like up here, this is gonna be covered by embellishment, like overlapping. And you can do a few of these, and then maybe when you go and we're placing everything back on the layout, you might think, ooh, I think I need another cloud under there to make it look better. So I would start with just the few that we're making here, and then we can always add more when we start getting the pieces back on here. If it looks sparse or it looks like there's a funky gap, this is like pretty easy. It doesn't have a lot of drying time or any drying time really. So it's pretty easy to quickly add in another one if you need it. Stencils. I used to underuse my stencils so much. Like, I love the cute little designs, but I wasn't really using them. And so lately I've been trying to find all different mediums and ways to use stencils because they really are cute and it's completely unique. Like, no one's page is gonna be the same at all with the stencils, because ours is all gonna be a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna take it easy here for a little bit. And I'm going to start, I'm just gonna put this to the side because I have a feeling, you know how I was saying, we're gonna need to add a couple to it. So let's place these things back like we have them. And I am gonna try to erase a couple of those pencil marks so they don't show. But do you see what I mean about the clouds underlapping the picture? The picture's covering them right up. So the next thing, before I adhere any of this still, I am going to fussy cut a few of these embellishments here. So you've got this awesome piece of paper that has all the colors, and on the back it has all the fussy cut pieces, which we're not using all of them. You can pick, I used 5 on this side. I used this little house and the airplane in the clouds and the little bunny and the little bear and the teepee and this little wagon with the animals in it. So I'm gonna fussy cut those 5 and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I've got these cut and I'm just going to kind of lay them where they're going to end up. Oh, I missed one. I've got this little balloon and flag tag right there. Whoa! And I'm gonna cut that out real quick. I Forgot about that one. And I would be careful when I was cutting to not cut through any other tags because or any other embellishments, because some of them are going to be used on the other side. But you can also use what we don't use on these layouts to make another layout. So let's see, I'm going to scooch this over. There we go. So like I was saying, you might want to come back and add some more clouds. I think I'm going to add one more cloud in this area right here because I want it to underlap the picture just a little bit. So I'll pick a bigger cloud and I'll add one right in there. Perfect. Okay, we will use this on the second half of this layout, but I don't need it right now anymore. Okay, now I'm going to start adhering, and I'm going to start with this piece because it's at the bottom. And then I will add this photo, maybe about right in the middle, kind of. And then I'm going to add this one. And now I've got it so it's overlapping clouds there and it's overlapping clouds down here. So it kind of almost looks like the clouds go right through your layout, but without all the work. Okay. Now I'm gonna adhere this one flat to the page. I'm going to adhere this one popped up on the page. Right about there. Then I'm going to go up here. Got them laid out like I want them. This little house. And then I'm going to pop this guy up. Okay, and now we can adhere these to the top too. They're not really going anywhere else. And the cute thing about this layout is it can look boyish or girly. It's pretty gender neutral. Because it's got all these bright colors. Now you want to add your title here, and we can add our title with these Simple Stories Color Vibe Orange Alphas. And the title on my page with my pictures is First Solid Food, but I'm going to call the title on this one Sweet Little One. So I hope there's enough letters. I didn't count that out. Let's hope that there is. I should have counted it out first. So I start at the bottom and move up. you have tons of alphabet letters in this set, so you've got plenty to make more layouts. Okay, the very last thing that we're going to do is you have a die from Rosie's Studio that you will use in a manual die cut machine to make a bow tie. And the pieces that I'm going to cut are this part that makes the top of the bow, this part that makes the back of the bow, and the heart. And what I'm going to cut this from, on the back of this paper, I'm going to cut it once on light pink, dark pink, yellow, orange, light blue, and dark blue. All three of those pieces, this piece, this piece, and this piece. I'm not doing the little bow ties, tails, just because I used a picture of a little boy and I didn't want the little tails on the picture of the little boy. But if you had a picture of a little girl, you might love to use those tails, or you might want to use them on a picture of a little boy. It's fine. So I'm going to cut those three from each of these 6 colors. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Now we've got, I'm going to move this out of our way so I can make these little bows. So now we've got all these bow pieces and hearts. And the way that you assemble these, you're supposed to wrap this little tail up and around, but I don't want that tail on mine. So I'm going to cut all the little tails off because I'm putting a heart in the middle of my bows. I'll show you what I mean. So I cut these all off. And then you can make your bows the same color, like a orange bow on an orange tail, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to mix and match. So basically, you fold the little bow part, adhere it down, sometimes I have to hold this glue too long and I get in a rush and I'm gonna use my ATG to tape these together instead. Anyway, I will fold each of these little bows up and just set them off to the side, the actual bow part. Yeah, I'm not patient enough to wait for glue to dry, so that's why I'm just using my tape gun. I am like very impatient waiting for stuff to dry when I'm scrapbooking, especially when I'm making a video, because I don't want you to have to sit there and wait for glue to dry either. So these are so cute though. You can use this little bow die for all kinds of different pages, birthdays or girly pages or Christmas. You can make them in orange and black to match Halloween layouts. You can make them in red, white, and blue to match 4th of July layouts. They would look really cute on something with like bunting or a little banner for 4th of July. That would look cute. If you don't have a manual die cut machine to cut these, you should get one. No, I'm just kidding. You can gift the little bow tie die cut to a friend. I'm sure they would love it. It's very cute. Okay, these are the little scraps that I cut off. So now back to this. So like I said, you can match the colors so that they're the same color, or you can mix match them together like I'm going to do. So for instance, I'm going to put the dark pink and the dark blue together. You just lay it right on top, and then whatever color the little tags are in the back, that's the color of heart that I'm going to put right in the middle on the top. And then we're going to have 6 of these total. The light blue, I'm putting the light pink under it. And we're gonna use 4 of them on this side and 2 of them on the other side of the page, but I'm just making them all now because it's easier to make them all at once rather than get out my die cutting machine again. Okay, and then the yellow I'm gonna put on top of dark blue. Okay, and then I'll put light pink on this yellow. Okay, and then I'll put the pink on the orange. So this is a little tiny, intricate work here, but I think the bows are so cute that it's totally worth it. I'll put the orange one right there. Okay, we got that. Let me get these back on my little sheet here. Okay, so now we've got these guys, and this is the final finishing touch on this side, is 4 of these. So I'm gonna put 1 of them, and again, you don't have to use a big tape runner for this, but it's just, I don't wanna wait for the glue to dry, so that's what I'm using right now. And there is a lot of the yellow polka dot paper left. Even after you mat your 2 pictures on your other page, there's gonna be a lot. And I use that to make journaling strips down here and write my journaling. So you can do that, or you can write your journaling right on the page. But I really liked it on the yellow. It just brought a little more yellow into the layout. Okay, and then these last 2 that are laying there, we're gonna save for the other side, which I'm going to start right now. Okie doke, so for this side of the layout, we're going to be using these 4 cards, and you're gonna want to just hold this here. Okay, I messed this up when I apparently made my first page. And I put this piece right here on upside down. So the pattern isn't gonna line up. But if I would have flipped it over, the pattern would be lining up. So you might wanna pay attention that your patterns are lining up on these 2, because this is one continuous piece of paper. I just put this on the wrong side. Okay, so don't worry about that. And then again, we're going to have the 2 4x6 photos and a 3x4 photo, but the 3x4 photo we're gonna trim down so it can fit on this like a photo mat. So this one is matted right on here. And then these 2 pictures are going to be matted on this yellow polka dot paper. So I'll do that real quick. And we can lay these out in the approximate area that they're going to be in. And this is going to go at the top of the page. Okay, now we're going to add the clouds on this page again, just like we did the clouds on the other page. So I'm really lightly gonna draw where the picture goes so I can tell where I need to do my clouds. And we're just gonna do them in this little area right here, and it's going to be the exact same thing. Broken china is the color, and the exact same technique that we used on the other page. And I'm gonna speed up through this one because you've already heard me talk about this a lot. So we've got that down and finished. So I'm going to start adhering the paper. Oop, I did that wrong. Ooh. Great. And now I'm going to use the other half of the layout to kind of line this up so I know where to put this paper. Once we have our pictures down, we can start embellishing. And on this side of the layout, I just put 3 things that I fussy cut. I fussy cut these little balloons, this little giraffe, and then this little circle with the bear and the giraffe in it. So I'll fussy cut those real quick. Okay, so I fussy cut those and I'm just going to adhere them in here. And I'm actually gonna pop up the little orange giraffe on pop dots. So he stands up a little. And then and then just adhere these 2 little bows, and this is it for this page. It's fairly simple. This side of the layout is fairly simple. If you wanted to add more journaling on this side, or you have plenty of letters if you wanted to add a subtitle or anything down there, but I'm going to leave it like that. And I will put still pictures at the end of this video of this layout and the one that has pictures, and then you can also refer back to pictures on our website. Thank you so much, guys. See you later. Bye.